channel, Jason here again. So, Happy New Year to everybody, by the way. I thought I'd do the metal tag 2023. Scott, the Rock Scout, I've given us 20 questions, so let's see if I can rattle through them, right? Okay. Oh, before I forget, this is what we're listening to in the background. Living Dead at Manchester Morgue soundtrack. Great movie. Okay. My laptop here. False Start album. An album you struggled with at first but grew to like. Question 1. Alright? So, I'm going with this. Judas Priest. The thing that why this was a false start to me was I went to see Judas Priest on this tour in '91. A few weeks after my birthday, my 14th birthday, so with my birthday money I bought a ticket. I was looking forward to seeing them. I only had like a handful of, I've only heard like a handful of Priest songs at that point, and they were supported by an alligator, and an alligator blew them off the stage. To me anyway. Like they were really energetic. Priest seemed really tired or something, you know, and like they were just phoning it in. I didn't like Halford's voice one bit. It sounded like he's singing through his nose, but so it put me off hearing this album. I heard this album a few weeks after the concert actually, and I had the buyers up. My mate let me hear it and was like, I don't want to hear it. No, I'm not interested. Of course, then a few years later, I became a massive Judas Priest head. Good album. Still one of my favourite Priest albums. I'm one of those annoying people who tend to think the best Priest stuff was the 70s. But yeah, Painkiller. So, an album with war theme or lyrics. Question 2. So I'm going to go with English Dogs, Forward in the Battle. To be honest, well, this is a great album. I really enjoy this album, but I actually prefer English Dogs when they were full on punk. But this is a great heavy metal album. Okay, most influential musician to you of the last 10 years. This was hard for me. This one stumped me a bit, to be honest. So the only thing I could think of, well, there's obviously a lot of great musicians and stuff playing, but the only thing I could think of was, because I was listening to this recently, is Joss Oborn from Electric Wizard. Obviously these boys have been going longer than 10 years, so I'm cheating a lot here, but so the thing is that these is one of the bigger cult bands who have created this sort of, just this world for their fans to inhabit and really enjoy. And they've created like a micro scene in themselves where there's just all these bands that have Electric Wizard, you know, taking song titles as names and just forming bands and going for this whole sound. Whether that's a good thing or not, I'm not sure. And to be honest, I'm not a massive fan of Electric Wizard, but enjoy some of their stuff. That was the only thing I could think of that came into my head. So, dope thing about Electric Wizard. All right, so band on my to see list. So I would, as I was saying in one of the other videos before, I'd really like to see Abysmal Grief play live, but I'd also like to see Symphitis with the original singer Scott Regers. I've seen them with Wino, and for all I know, Wino could be back in the band by now. You never know with this band, I suppose. But when Regers joined the band, I enjoyed their last album as well, with Scott Regers back in the band. I'm watching some of the live footage. He was brilliant live, and I would really like to see them with Scott Regers singing. This is the original. But yeah, one of the best slow punk albums you've ever heard in your life. Okay, an album that energizes you. So there's plenty in them in heavy metal, right? This is one. Acid Maniac. this is my original copy. I've got another copy of this. This is my original from back in the 90s that I picked up as a blind buy and absolutely fell in love with it. The first 3 Acid albums are absolutely fantastic, I think, especially the first 2. In fact, the price is still on the inside. That's why I paid for this back in the early 90s. £2.40. Unbelievable, isn't it? Back in the days we could buy 2 albums for a £5. But yeah, Acid Maniac, absolutely incredible record. See, number 6, Sure record, with a Snore Ice album cover, song or lyric, Big Freeze. So I'm gonna go with Atomic Winter by Destiny, and this is another fine record. This is the only record I have by Destiny. I have to change that because this is quite good. Great character and great spirit. Just a really cool heavy metal record. And this is a Derek Riggs album cover, as you can see. But yeah, Atomic Winter, lots of snow, Big Freeze. Okay, next one is song title with Royal Ties. I'm gonna go with Merciful Fate, Don't Break the Oath album with Welcome Princess of Hell. Well, actually on the back of it says Princess of Hell. But yeah, Merciful Fate, Don't Break the Oath. Where are we? Oh yeah, question number 8. A predominantly green album cover. So a couple sprung to mind straight away. So first one was this, Skyclad, Jonas Arc. Probably the last Skyclad album that I was really madly in love with. They released some great albums after this too, but this one is fantastic. Like, great mixture of heavy metal and it's a Celtic rock and a New Model Army vibe actually creeping into some of the songs in this. So, brilliant album. But I decided to go with this. Sarah Thungle. This is another one that came straight to my mind for a green album cover. One of the most beautiful album covers ever, isn't it? Really, it's fantastic. Probably my favourite record by them too. This is a Liquid Flames version. This is the 2nd album I ever picked up by them. This is a band that I ignored a lot for a lot of years when I was younger, because for some reason I imagined these boys sounded like Virgin Steel, and I owned one and I do like a few Virgin Steel albums now, but back then I bought one Virgin Steel album and I didn't like it, and for whatever reason I imagined these guys sounded like that, so I stayed away from it. I didn't start paying attention to Sarah Thungle or Cara Thungle, as some people say. I didn't pay attention to them until probably when Reverend Bazaar released their debut record. They have a song on there as well called Cara Thungle. So, and a lot of bands were talking about them, especially a lot of doom bands were talking about them in interviews and all back then. So I went back and checked them out and realised what I was missing. So yeah, Frost and Fire by Cara Thungle. What else we got? An album released in 2021 that you bought but have not listened to this year. So I really couldn't think of anything I bought in 21 that I didn't listen to the following year, but this is one, a reissue that came out in 21, and I bought this because I like the first album, Aggressor, Towards Beyond. So this is a 21 reissue, and to be honest, I didn't listen to this a lot. I'm cheating here, I did listen to it, but I didn't listen to it an awful lot. Because honestly, when I get into this, when I want to hear this band or that particular sound, I just usually reach for the first record. So yeah, Aggressor. Let's see. Best find of 2022, old or new. So this is question number 11. And I'm going to show this Sodom and the Sign of Evil. So I treated myself to a really clean, nice copy of this with the inlays and stuff. So because well, it's an amazing record. In fact, I'm not the biggest Sodom fan in general, but this record just sounds amazing. I especially love the drums on this. So yeah, I treated myself to this. I came into a bit of money because I sold an original copy of Mayhem's De Mysteriis Don Satanas, and I bought some kids for the some things for the kids' bedroom, and I treated myself to this because I really wanted a good copy of this. So yeah, Sodom, the Sign of Evil. Let's see. New band album discovery of 2022. So this is one that I heard in 2022. ElerionMabakiel, Polish band, means wolf spider. They went on to just change their name to Wolf Spider, I think. But yeah, I got turned on to this album in 2022, and this isn't a bad record. ElerionMabakiel, I'm probably butchering that. Let's see. An album sold to you by a song. So going back again, you can notice a lot of this isn't new stuff, but Killers, Murder One, Paul Di'Anno fronted metal band. So I heard this back in the day when my friend played me the first track on this, the opening track in Peeler, and I was just listening to this the other day, so I thought it would do for here. So yeah, it's actually a pretty good album. I wasn't interested in Paul Di'Anno's solo stuff, to be honest, but this is a bit more of a priesty vibe to it. It's a good album. Alright, next question. Most anticipated album of 2023. I don't really know what's coming out and what isn't, you know. But I wouldn't mind seeing another album by The Limit, a Bobby Liebman fronted band, playing it sort of Detroit, heavy rock, punky attitude, and he's giving it his inner Iggy Pop on this more than he is his inner Ozzy, which I actually prefer when he uses that style of his vocals. But yeah, I wouldn't mind hearing another Limit album. This is Caveman Logic. Very, very good rock and roll album. Okay. 23rd album on your shelf. This is question 14. So 23rd album on my shelf was AC/DC. Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. Last album that's gone into my collection was this Savage Master record, which I got a Amazon gift voucher. So I picked this up. I heard people talking about it. I checked out bits and pieces of it online. I don't usually like to listen to full albums online, but I'll dip into it, check it out, see if it's something I want to pick up. But thought this was okay the first few times I listened to it, but then I've played it about 6 times now. I was playing it again last night, and this is really, really growing on me. There's some great stuff on it. So yeah, Savage Master. Those Who Hunt at Night. A random pull from your collection. So all my collection is different genres all mixed together. So let's see. I think I'll go over here. What's this? Destruction, Sentence of Death. A band artist you discovered through social media. Pick this one out. Egypt, sort of stoner doom stuff. This is a good album. Well, it's a mini LP or EP, 4-track, and some great heavy grooves on this. Wee bits of ZZ Top, wee bits of doom, say stoner stuff. But I think I heard these ones back in the days of MySpace when this came out. Recorded in 2004. I think it might have come out in 2008 maybe. But I think I initially heard them on MySpace. It's going back a bit, isn't it? Where do you see your collection progressing in the next 5 years? Prices of music going up, and etc. So question 18. I can't see it changing much, to be honest. I just keep following my ears, searching for a buzz. I'm not a completist or anything like that, so I'll just keep going where my ears take me. Where it comes to prices of music going up, well, if you've got a bad habit and you need to get your stuff, you'll find them out somewhere, won't you? Let's see. New releases you didn't buy this year based on price alone. So this is question 19. A new release you didn't buy this year based on price alone. So the Demolition 23 album, I was stupid, I slept on it. I bought that on CD when it came out, the Mike Monroe fronted band. And the record came out. I tried to pre-order it. The site didn't work properly and it wouldn't let me do it, so I ended up just leaving it, thinking I'd be able to pick it up no problem. When it was coming out, I actually seen it on Amazon and I put it in my cart and didn't buy it at the time. Went back the next day, all sold out. Couldn't find a copy of it anywhere for a decent price. Now the price is shot right up, but I think they're reissuing it, so hopefully I'll not sleep on it this time and pick it up. So that's the last question. Question 20. Was I saying tracks? Track 19. Oh my god. Anyway, so question 20. A song that doesn't belong. A song that lets an album down. I'm pretty much used to that, having a few clunkers on records. If I could look through my record collection, there's a lot of stuff that that has a lot of average songs on it, but some absolute belter tracks on it. The way it goes, right? Very few. Well, not very few. Well, no, there's not as many that. Nowhere near as many that are just great top to bottom. There's always something that lets an album down, isn't there, really? Most of the time. But I'm going to go with Hellish Children by Wasp and The Real Me. And this isn't a bad cover song, really, in its own right. It just, it sort of annoys me a bit. It done pretty well for them too, like the single, but I used to hear that song quite a bit growing up. I grew up with some mods around me and stuff, so they were always playing The Who, and to hear it on this Wasp album, I don't know, it's not bad, but I could do without it. So Wasp, The Headless Children. That was a bit rough and ready, but anyway, I'm gonna have a video coming up soon, so thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you soon. So yeah, all the best. See you later. Bye.